If you are going into marriage talking about your rights, then don't get married. Is that not an odd thing to say? If a woman talking about her rights makes you uncomfortable, then the problem isn't her knowledge. It is your expectation that she should settle for less than she deserves. A woman knowing her rights isn't preparing for war. A woman knowing her rights is protecting her dignity and her value. If you treat her fairly, with dignity, why would she need to constantly remind you of her rights? Knowing your right doesn't destroy marriages. Violating them does. The problem isn't an informed woman. The problem is a system that teaches women to stay silent when treated unfairly. That is the real problem.
Sometimes when a person is loud, people think that they are very intelligent. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. As a woman, if a man sees you, that he likes you, he wants to settle down with you, and the first thing he has to say to you is his rights. I am the man. It is my right to decide whatever that goes in the family. It is my right as a man that if you, a woman, you want to go out, you have to what? You have to seek permission from me first. It is my right as a man that you as a woman, you need to obey me. It is my right as a man that you need to open way for me whenever I want intimacy. It is my right as a man. It is my right as a man. If a man who wants to marry you comes with this kind of format, you as a woman, will you marry him? You will not marry him because he's talking about his right, right? At least you should marry him. He's talking about his right. First of all, you think this guy is crazy. He's talking about his rights. What does he have to offer? What is his responsibility? Because right comes with responsibility. And he's talking about only his right. That's a problem, right? So you as a woman, a man comes to you in your first discussion or few discussions, you are talking about your rights. That is a red flag. He doesn't need to settle for such a woman. That is a woman actually preparing for war. The same way if a man comes to a woman and then the first few discussions is about right, that is a man preparing for war. Every woman must run away from such a man. The same way when you go to seek a job, you don't go there telling the person your rights. I deserve to pay this amount. It is my right to earn salary from you. It is my right to earn Senate payments from you. You have to pay my Senate. It's my right. You have to pay my taxes, GRA taxes. It is my right. It is my right. You need to give me holidays when I work this number of days. It is my right. Will an employer employ such a person? Will not employ him. What do you have to offer? Tell the employer your responsibilities, what you have to offer before you talk about your rights. The most important thing is we talk about responsibility. So as a man, when you come to propose to a woman, you need to tell her, you need to make her understand that you understand your responsibility as a man. And that is the same way we expect from a woman who wants to talk about her rights. She needs to talk about her responsibility. Now, the problem with feminism is that, or some of these women who claim to be feminists, is that they are always highlighting on the rights of a woman. What is the responsibility of a woman? They don't want to talk about it. So that is like a human being walking on one leg. You expect things to be done for you, your pleasure, your rights. But what do you give out? You don't talk about that. That is like walking on one leg. That doesn't work. It doesn't make sense too. A man comes to seek your hand in marriage and he's talking about his right. He hasn't talked about his responsibility, how he's going to fulfill his responsibility to you as a woman. Even your father will not agree for you to marry such a man. That is the same way if a man meets a woman and the woman starts to talk about her rights, that is the same way it doesn't make sense for that man to go ahead with such a woman. So ladies and gentlemen, forget about this feminism shit. All these things is about feminism. And this feminist, you don't talk about your responsibilities. You only are interested in your rights. And you can be interested in your right. You can say whatever you want. We as men will not allow you as feminists to manipulate us to come and be marrying such women. No. You don't need to. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.